level that's relatively low. That's a good starting level, yeah.
Yes, sir, 2 for the show. A couple of years ago, on Headland and the low was the starter. Something good, where me and my nigga broke the martyr through the hood, just trying to find that hook up. Now every day we looked up at the ceiling, watching ceiling.
This is Real Talk Beyond the Headlines. Welcome to our podcast, brought to you by your boy Tunde and your boy Herschel.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome back. We missed you guys.
Yeah, we haven't recorded too much lately. We're both pretty busy individuals, but we love our fans and we love talking about sports. So, that's why we just couldn't stay away from it too long. If you don't know much about us, we're both from Atlanta. Well, I'm an Atlanta transplant as of 12 years. So we're from Atlanta, and we just like to, talk about sports and other life topics. Herschel, anything else to say to the fans?
No, I mean they need to go ahead and check those old podcasts and really, get to know us. But James, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, man. You from here?
Yeah, you've been here long enough that. Come on, bruh.
Right.
But yeah, just so we have some quick introductions. On the pod with us today, we've got 2 guests to discuss some heavy topics that we wanted to talk about. We got my boy James here.
What's going on?
And of course, we got Will.
What's good, people?
Okay.
So we like to refer to Will as the basketball expert. I don't think we have any basketball topics on right now, so he's just Will.
No. We got some notes. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well.
Resident basketball expert. I came prepared to talk about my resident expert topic.
We don't know, so he's just Will for now. All right. Just kidding. Our other friend James, he is our life expert. He gives us some really interesting stuff about life, So but yeah, I mean, it's Real Talk Beyond the Headlines, and if there's one thing that you can always rely on us for as our fans, is that we're going to give it to you real. It's Real Talk always.
All right, so turn up. All right, we're going to get back into a little place we left off in the last podcast. One of the fan favorite segments. Whose man's is this? I got a few for you today, Tune. Bro, go ahead.
Get your man's. I just had to get that out, Get your man's.
Hey, yo, whose man's is this?
Whose man's is this? Yo, Bruh. Can we get one from James and Will?
Bruh, go ahead.
Hey, yo, get your man's, B. Whose man's is this, B?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, fam, get your man's, B.
Get your man's.
Yo.
There it is.
Yeah. So there's lots of man's that gotta get caught today. So.
All right, to start off, just to be quick, I'm gonna just knock this out of the way. You may not have heard, but the Eagles wide receiver Josh Huff got arrested earlier this week, right? Obviously, these niggas can't stay out of trouble. Weed and a gun charge. This is why, many people out here smoke weed in 2016 and all, it's cool. This is why this man has to get your mans. His first excuse was, this is my boy's weed and my boy's gun to the police. Really, bruh? That's the excuse you're about to come with? Okay.
That sound like the fall guy stayed at home.
Exactly. What are you doing, bruh? What are you doing?
Man, your fault.
But to follow that up, the next day he actually makes the statement like, "Yo, all of my teammates carry guns. We got a lot of money. We think we're safe out here." Yeah, I made the exact same face tune. Yes, this dude was wildin'. Yes.
So he just basically ratted on his whole team.
I mean, allegedly, yes. But yeah, immediately following that, the Eagles cut him straight up. So wow. Josh Huff, whose man's is this? That's what we need to be asking. Somebody needs to get Josh Huff. So,
and I don't know if he was friends with anyone on the team, but if he maintains this kind of character, I really doubt it. So I can't say Eagles get your man's because he's not an Eagle anymore.
I mean, they got rid of him as a man's. That's the correct move, Eagles. He wasn't even that great. So
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know who bro was.
Yeah.
And now he's just another man that's got to be gotten.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, I mean, there's definitely lots of things going on there, but, the part where he says everyone carries a gun, that's just...
Bro, what are you doing?
Yo, keep your business to yourself and let it be that way.
Keep it under wraps, yes. But to get to the next one, this one was a little more personal. So earlier this week, it was the Falcons game. They won. They put up 40 on the Bucks. Buck 'em, yeah. All right. So I was hyped. I'm sorry, guys. I am a homer for the Atlanta Falcons. One of the few fans.
Damn.
But yeah. So, Tune, do you want to give them the story or?
This is the Taco Mac one.
Yes. From the beginning. You got it.
All right. So we go to Taco Mac. We had something planned kind of all week because we went to Taco Mac on Sunday and got the free coupons because
the Falcons won.
Okay. So you heard it here on Real Talk. So we got the coupons. So it turned out to be good because the coupons only last a week and the Falcons were playing again on Thursday. So we cashed out our coupons. 6 free wings. Go ahead and check it out. Brought to you by Real Talk. Yeah, this is Taco Mac should be paying us right now.
Yeah, that Taco Mac sponsorship, that's on the way.
Should we just go ahead and do like a quick impromptu Taco Mac commercial?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
And just play it the next time we go. Yeah, more free wings. I like that. Okay,
right now.
Yeah.
Do it. All right, Taco Mac, you saved my life.
Yo, Taco Mac, you helped me do my taxes.
Taco Mac, you got me off the streets and off PCP.
Taco Mac, you helped me hide the bodies. Appreciate it.
Taco Mac, thank you so much. Thank you for those free wings. Back to Real Talk. So we go to Taco Mac and we're chilling. We got a little crew. You know what I'm saying? We're pretty deep. And then the game is going. What did the Falcons do first? They scored first, and then the Bucks scored.
The Bucks scored first,
and then the Falcons scored. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then the Falcons got the ball back, and then before really anything happened, dude was like 3 points.
Yep.
3 points. I was like, yo, his decibel level was way higher than this too, though. Herschel.
Yeah, this dude was basically hating. He wasn't even a Bucks fan. He was just like yelling in a restaurant, like yelling to his boy that was literally 2 feet away from him, just 3 points. Like this man was going ham. It was absurd.
Right.
So the Falcons do end up kicking a field goal or whatever, and then the Bucks are going down, getting ready to kick a field goal. Actually, they're not even field goal range yet. But I'm like, yo, I'm definitely yelling 3 points once that time comes. So they end up turning the ball over. I had to let them know. No points. No points. Oh yeah.
But
and
see,
they was silent.
We hadn't even started saying Getcha Manz first.
No,
at that
was
point.
Cool. Nope.
Anyway, redirect to his homeboy who's sitting across from him. I didn't. This is how I was notified of this event, but I'm watching the game, and next thing I know, I see like the waitress just kind of going off, and then I get a whiff of cigarette smoke, and it turns out this dude, his boy, freaking is lighting up a cigarette in Taco Mac.
In Taco Mac. An establishment. A corporate establishment.
It's been so long. Like his excuse was, I didn't know. When the last time you've been to a regular restaurant where not no strip club or anything ridiculous like that.
Right.
But when's the last time you've been to a restaurant and they allowed you to just spark up a cigarette? Like where did this man think he was?
Right.
Like whose man's is this? In all honesty. Like this was their whole crew. Like these dudes are wilding the whole time. Right? So they actually kicked this dude out. Like the waitress is like kind of flipping the shit. She's like, yo, I'm getting my manager. Like I'm not about to deal with this. She got the neck snapping. It's black girls in Atlanta. They do what they do.
All right.
But
hey now. Hey, the Lexus around the corner. I ain't even going over there.
We love our queens.
We love our queens.
This is not locker room talk.
But yeah, no. So, they kick your man's out, and his crew decides to stay, and they're silent now. They're all dejected and shit, sitting over here, which was also weird to me. Like, if your boy gets kicked out, like y'all should probably, just ride with your man. Watch the game at the crib. I guess that would make sense to me.
Who knows?
So the game continues. They're still drinking over here and all, and it may be the halftime, third quarter or so. We look over. Your man's is KO'd, knocked all the way out. Like
he's dead.
Basically. Neck broken in the chair, like ridiculous. Like people were Snapchatting, his boy was Snapchatting, other tables were like, yo. And this is the same dude, not 30 minutes earlier, talking about 3 points, yelling the whole time. Just their whole entire crew just get your mans.
Right. So dude, he basically falls asleep on the game that he was mad hype about. So
yes.
Get your mans.
Right.
Other dude lights a cigarette in the restaurant. You know, I'm like, Getcha Manz, and then dude is hanging out with these dudes, the third guy.
Yes.
So I'm like, whose man's is this? You know, so that's the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? There's lots of manses that got to get got. That shit was hilarious to me.
Yes.
But I mean, what else you got, Herschel?
What else I got? Okay. So this is a quick little statistical thing or whatever. If you guys had to guess what stadium had the most fan arrests or the most fan violence, where do you think y'all would say?
Philadelphia.
Okay, Philly. Will, what you got?
I'm gonna say Oakland.
Okay.
And the Bay Area teams, the other ones.
Okay, just Cali in general. Them niggas just like to fight. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cali.
Yeah.
You talking about just football?
Just football for this particular study.
I gotta think. I probably would go with Philly, but if not Philly, I say Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh.
No, so this Getcha Manz goes to all of the Chargers fans. They have led the league in arrests for the past. There was a study done from 2011 to 2015, and these are brawls and shit that are going on out in the parking lot, in the stadiums and stuff. They're coming and arresting these dudes. So just to give you a quick list, it's Chargers first, then the Giants, then Jets and Raiders. So obviously New York niggas don't know how to act. And just as we said, I mean, it's Cali, you know.
Shout
I guess
out to New York. We just going after everybody.
Yes.
Cali, New York, you can all get it.
Hey, or you could look at it as that's who got the most lit tailgates.
This is also true.
Up.
There was also this story where this dude, honestly, so he got into a brawl. He was by himself. He was drunk and tried to get into. Well, he tried to get into the wrong car, and these dudes whooped his ass. So, and like his people are not around, so they just propped him against this RV, and just like left him there, right? And then at some point after that, he lost consciousness or whatever, and then he eventually stopped breathing. So later there was a wrongful death that was like charged, right?
But he died?
Yes, that dude died. Wow. So they couldn't find any of the people or whatever, and essentially the Chiefs got charged in this lawsuit saying that they set up this environment where like people could just come out and party, but they didn't have the necessary security for the situation that they were setting up. So shit was pretty crazy, and yeah, it's kind of sad that like people are losing their lives and shit like this. But like fans that are going to these games, get your mans, figure that shit out, man. It's never that serious. Like I mean, if you got a Drax a Saints fan, I understand.
By all means.
But keep it civil, guys, please.
Hey, shout out New Orleans, y'all can get it too. We just go after everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, my last real Getcha Manz, I had a few others, but they're not that good. Cam Newton, bruh.
Oh man.
What the fuck is this man wearing? I know y'all saw the memes. They had everything going on. They had this man, Soror Cammy, coming out in his neophyte show. They had this man as a Batman villain talking about, if you don't release Batman's identity, I'm gonna bring Gotham to his knees. That shit was hilarious. Wow. My real problem with it though is the man's dressing like this and then trying to have these in-depth speeches about how he doesn't like the game, how it's not safe anymore. And to an extent he has a point. But the problem is every time you're dressed in such an attire, that becomes the conversation piece instead of, these quarterbacks are getting beat up. You in particular are getting beat up versus some of the other quarterbacks in the league that are getting these roughing the passer calls. And I wanted to ask you guys, do y'all think like one, is Cam getting hit too much? And was that outfit fresh? It was kind of fresh, but just not for the situation. Bro, it was kind of fresh. If he was going to the Kentucky Derby.
Fit trash.
Okay. Did you see the shoes, bro?
Yes, super trash.
The shoes were trash.
Man, I think it was fresh if the jacket was a different color. Like, he had the bow tie, he had the hat.
The hat was inexcusable.
What was wrong with the hat?
The forest green hat.
Come on.
It looked like felt
with
or
the
suede
crazy
or something.
feather.
It had like 3 feathers. Bruh. Okay.
Man sat on the zoot suit, man.
It was.
Come on, bro.
Yes.
Hey, listen, man. Y'all just hating on the young nigga.
Alright, well,
he's older than me, but
shout out for self-expression, but like I agree with Herschel, it's really shooting yourself in the foot when you try to make a point or be taken seriously. Right.
I believe that Cam Newton takes some hits that are not being called. That's on the refs. Yeah. That can be resolved. But first of all, I think dudes already coming to the game wanting to hit him because it's Cam.
Yes. that's the other thing. Like all last year, he was saying, "Yo, you don't like me dabbing on your team? Stop me." Now they're stopping him, and it's complaining. Right. So to me, honestly, some of that I think does come from losing. You know, he's been known to be, you know, a crybaby. He pouts when he loses. So I'm not really surprised by the behavior. It's just
right.
But you know what? I think he's been taking some shots though. I mean, you watch the
in
games,
the media.
He takes hits that in the game.
Like
he takes hits that if it were Tom Brady back there or Drew Brees, it would be 1,000 flags on the field. Like that last hit, Calais Campbell, that was nasty.
Is it because he
clearly illegal?
Say it again.
Is it because he can move?
I think it's like a Shaq thing. I think like he's so big and black and athletic that you know it just they have there may be some bias there. I don't know. I don't want to accuse, or it just can be hard to call, like because you think that doesn't hurt him the way it might.
I think there is bias. I like the
athletic.
fact that he's a very mobile quarterback.
So see, I think you were onto something, particularly with how those other guys are getting hit. You know, they have that deceptive speed. Cam has that overt, like, you know, I'm an athlete. Yeah. These other deceptive guys, you know, these real gym rats, you know, working in the gym, it's a little different for them.
Yep. But man, they need to fix it. I mean, he got on the horn with Goodell, so you know, we'll see. He probably gave him some kind of Batman villain speech. Listen here, Goodell.
Wow.
But yeah, do y'all think anything is going to change?
I think players are going to play harder to smack him, and I think the refs are going to call more unacceptable hits, and it's going to balance out and be the same thing.
Yeah, that's good for me. I need him to cook for my fantasy team, so got to get that taken there real quick.
Indeed, fantasy. Yeah, we'll get to that another time.
But yeah, that unless you guys have some others, do you guys have any Getcha Manz that we want to discuss?
Well, I want to keep this brief because we've talked about this literally for the past year and a half, but we're going to resolve this finally.
Vote
for Hillary. Vote for Hillary.
Vote for whoever you want.
No. Vote
do
for
not.
Hillary.
Okay. All right.
But
wait, why?
Yeah, you got to say why, bro.
Okay, let me take that back. Vote for Hillary or the other two candidates that are not Trump.
Don't vote for Trump. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, but I gotta get your man's to. I don't want to say just Trump. I feel like I gotta throw his family in there. I probably gotta throw like Hillary in there too a little.
Bro, you gotta throw
like,
in the whole shit.
The whole political system.
Fox News. Like I gotta, whose man's is our country? But I mean, Donald Trump has did what he did these past few months. He's basically torn through our political system like a freaking hurricane. And he's just said so much obscene stuff. His character is deplorable. And I don't know how we got to this point, man. So fuck Trump.
I guess we were just dormant. Yeah. Clearly, he said some things that resonated with some people. It's just like,
right. That's right. That's why I gotta say, whose man is our country? Because for a guy with his rhetoric and his speech and the shit he says, for our country or parts of our country to, get behind that and support him and get him to the point of being a nominee.
Like, what just makes somebody look at him and go, yeah, he'd make a good leader?
I mean, China.
Bro, he's good at riling people up. He's good at inciting large masses of people. That's
not leadership. That's just being annoying.
Demagoguery.
Yeah.
But I mean, would you say?
I guess that's a form of leadership. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but I can't take that from him.
Well, y'all want demagogues, fine.
Yes.
Gee.
Vote for Hillary.
Yeah. I think that pretty much wraps up the Who's Man's. Up next, we're gonna discuss some of the hit TV shows that you guys definitely need to be looking into. All right, guys. So you may have heard, speaking to the listeners, of course, you guys may have heard about this TV show, Atlanta, that's been out, came out earlier this summer, created, produced by Donald Glover, jack of all trades, rapper, actor, comedian. And I wanted to get you guys' opinions. Everybody's watched it, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get you guys' opinions on a few things, see how y'all experience the show, particularly because we are from Atlanta, and just get your vibe on it. First things first, I wanted to see what direction you guys are coming from in attacking this show. So first, I wanted to ask, what's your favorite woke show?
Like of all time?
What's a woke show?
Yes.
Like,
So-
what's a woke show?
What is woke?
Now, honestly, this can be,
What woke is?
I mean, that's a great question. It's honestly something that I think is very self-defined, but it's something that really makes you introspectively think about, well, for us being black males in America, being black in society. Mine is before Atlanta, mine would have to be the Boondocks. That show always resonates with me. Pretty much every episode being about some different facet of what's going on, and I really connected with that. James, what you got?
My woke show.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Tone.
Yeah. Okay, I can't say this is my favorite, but Broad City is woke in that it brings out a lot of things that are not, I guess, undermined as far as feminism, like what women deal with in the workplace. And it's woke for me because I wasn't necessarily privy to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a multitude of things, but definitely the show Broad City
That's a great example, though.
has exposed me to some of those things. And it's like really funny, so it's like definitely something you can just watch and chill, but there's a little bit of like social commentary of like what women experience. One thing that stood out to me is like I barely have seen any scenes before Broad City of just two women smoking weed. Like, it's always some dudes, just two women smoking weed, chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, women do it too. So
Yeah.
hey, that's my answer.
I sort of got two, and they're kind of like in two different directions. Just my take on it. One, I'm gonna kind of go back, and if you know me, you probably see this one coming. But I'm gonna say The Wire, because like when I watch The Wire, it always makes me think in a larger sense, like about society, and kind of like Herschel was saying, like black people's place in it, how we interact with law enforcement, and like how every season is kind of about a different aspect of society. So I think that's one of the greatest ones.
We might have to do a Wire pod.
Oh,
like a whole entire one. We won't get all the way, like, continue, please. But
please.
Yeah.
I'm here for that Wire pod, though.
Yeah.
Like, let's get it. And my second one, going a different direction, kind of, I would say is The Daily Show. Even like back from Jon Stewart days on through Trevor Noah. Like, I like Trevor Noah on there. And Daily Show always makes you kind of look at what's going on in the world right now. And sometimes ask yourself, what the hell is going on in the world right now?
Yeah.
But I think that's definitely a woke show too.
I like the Daily Show input because I agree it's very woke and
Woke as fuck.
it gives it to you very real, but also funny as hell.
Yeah. Real quick on The Wire, though, it also, one of the great things about it gives that perspective not only of black people in those situations, but like the cops and white people in that situation as well. So yeah, it was that show might be
The wokest of them all.
The wokest of them all. Yeah. I mean, but you guys probably already know
Most
that.
woke.
If you haven't seen it, go watch that shit, and then listen to our.
If you
The
haven't
Wire
seen
pod.
The Wire, turn this podcast off.
No.
Don't listen to Will. All right, Will.
Alright, I got a little carried away. But right after this is done, go watch The Wire.
Yes.
Go.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that.
James, did you come up with something?
Yes. Mr. Robot, because we're all screwed.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. I feel you.
okay.
I feel you, man. Mr. Robot is.
That and right now, Black Mirror.
Oh yeah, they're of the same ilk.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be one of my
Those two
other
are just letting
favorite
you
shows
know
right now.
that it doesn't matter.
Yo, I have to do this mini insert right quick, but a lot of the stuff on Vice Television
Yes.
Vice whatever.
Yes, Viceland.
Viceland. That's right. Yeah. It's very woke. I freaking love that
I
channel.
love Vice.
I woke up one day and that shit was just like on my TV and I haven't switched yet. Like that channel is a shit. This is a official Vice commercial. Yeah.
Yo, send them
Vice
checks.
sponsorship
You know where to
coming.
send them. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and send them checks.
But yeah, weren't you telling me Vice is one of those networks that's like truly trying to be geared towards millennials as well? So if you're like young, coming up in the world or whatever, I would definitely check it out too.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they have a show called Weed Kit. So
Is that weed etiquette? Is that
Yeah.
that portmanteau right there?
Yep.
Okay.
Matter of fact, why don't you go ahead and educate our
that was a vocab
listeners
word,
on
kids.
that? Yeah.
What?
What you just said.
I don't even.
Portmanteau?
Yeah.
It's basically when two words are put together. So weed etiquette, weed-etiquette.
It's like fused.
The more you know.
Portmanteau is
Is that a portmanteau?
Door
Is
coat.
portmanteau a
yeah,
portmanteau?
it's French. It means door and coat, but
Door coat.
like the direct put together doesn't mean the same thing. But anyway, it's like
That's
a
a woke-
turducken, you
that's
know?
woke. That's
Don't
woke.
try to act like Real Talk ain't teach you nothing.
Hey
Yeah,
man, this
you
whole
learned
this
something
whole
today.
podcast is woke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but to get a little further, I wanted to ask you guys what your first experience with Donald Glover was prior to approaching Atlanta as a TV show. Because I know he has had, his hand in damn near everything entertainment, and to me has been pretty successful across the board, whether it's rap, comedy, acting. Dude can low-key do it all.
Yeah, I've been a big Donald Glover fan since way back. I think the first place I really recognized him was the show Community. That was on NBC. It's hilarious to me. He was a funny character on there. And then I found out he wrote for 30 Rock at the age of 21 or something.
Yeah, I was really shocked
Which
to hear
is
that too.
also crazy, wild, successful. And then I started listening to his music by his second album.
Who put you on?
I myself.
Okay.
I don't know if Herschel was trying to take credit, but he definitely didn't put me on Childish Gambino.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
But yeah,
I feel like I put all you guys
it was
on
way
Childish.
back. It was way back.
Okay.
But shout out to you, Herschel. Herschel makes an effort to stay up on the music.
Yeah,
However, I listen to his music. That album, Because of the Internet. That's really when I looked at him and said, man, this guy is low key like a creative genius. Because right before that album, he had a screenplay that he put out that I don't know, a lot of people saw it. It was called Clapping for the Wrong Reasons, and it kind of went along with the album. And then the album was this whole concept album. It was just dope, man.
Was that the one where he was in Hawaii, or is that something else that I'm thinking of?
Nope, that's Kawhi.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Right.
was another EP. Yeah, man, and Stone Mountain EP.
Yeah,
Man, I'm a big fan. Bro.
pretty much speaking our language.
So when I heard Atlanta was coming out, I was geeked. I couldn't wait.
James
It didn't disappoint.
I don't know, but maybe college or something. Some girls like listening to it all the time, all the time. And I was like, who is this? And she's like, Childish Gambino. He's a rapper. And I was like, he sounds different, so that's probably one.
Yeah,
I was like, he's very, very talented. That's it.
Go ahead.
That's all I got.
Bro, you got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm similar. I knew a little bit about the fact that he was on Community. I didn't watch it. I knew about him, but I also knew about this rapper named Childish Gambino. So I was I didn't really know much about him, but admittedly, yes, Herschel played a song from Stone Mountain. That was dope. So, I listened to that. Then I listened to Because of the Internet. That was dope. Watched some Netflix stand-up joints. But I think my real, actual seeing him on TV or in his shows was Atlanta. I never watched Community. Was he ever featuring anything else, actually acting?
He was in this movie, Mystery Men. I don't think it was that good. He was on Funny or Die a little bit. I think he had a couple of other super minor
he was
roles,
on the
but-
internet before that.
Yeah.
This skit called Bro Rape. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah,
That was funny.
This is where a dude came in with the Xbox in his bag and stuff, and some
yeah.
condoms and craziness.
Some natty lights.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, go check that out, guys. But yeah, to get into Atlanta, the TV show, I want to ask you guys, what was the scene that first got you hooked? That really resonated to say oh man, I'm definitely about to watch this whole show. This definitely makes me feel like Atlanta.
Yo, can I jump in right quick?
Yeah.
So I can't pick a favorite scene because there were way too many great ones. But,
a first scene at least.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So the episode where Paperboy and Earn get into that altercation and bullets go off. I don't even really know what happened in that.
The first scene.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. So Paperboy and Earn end up going to jail. Spoiler alert. And then, so then they're sitting there chilling.
I know, right?
late.
After the fact.
Like, we know now.
Spoiler alert.
We know the ending.
Spoiled it alert.
Good one. But so they get arrested. They go to jail, and they're sitting in like, I guess like the community area or whatever, and they're cracking jokes, right? And then next thing you know, a bunch of dudes in the orange jumpsuits walk by, and they stop cracking jokes. And it's like funny at first that they, as a watcher, it's funny that they get arrested, but then you realize that you're in jail and what that means for a black man. Like, jail and black men, like, that's an interesting relationship that's completely fucked. And they were in jail as black men, So for me, I was like, whoa, this show is mad funny, but mad serious at the same time. Like, I don't know what to take from it.
Yeah.
I do know what to take from it, but it's a lot.
Yeah, I feel like every episode really did a great job of, like, giving you a hilarious moment to draw you in, and then they would give you some real talk. # real talk. Every single time. It was really, it was incredible to me.
Yeah, that same jail scene for me, like the later portion where Earn was there by himself and he was kind of in like I don't know, Holden or whatever. Yeah, they had this one scene that was just so Atlanta where the one guy was telling the story of how he got arrested or whatever, and he just had the thickest like Atlanta accent or whatever, using all the slang, and you know exactly what he's saying, and you know that half of the rest of the country probably had no idea what he was saying. And I love that because that was so authentic, and we rarely see stuff like that just is depicting kind of how we kick it on TV. But in that same scene, they pivot to talk about mental illness and homophobia and transphobia in the black community, and they did that all in one scene that was also funny. And I just said, yeah, man, I got high hopes for this show, and I'm here for the ride.
James?
Yeah, I was kind of in on it when I first heard about it, so I was like, all right, I'll definitely check this out and see what it's about. This show does a really good job of like pivoting, taking really hard pivots in the scene. So, for example, I was gonna talk about the last episode.
That's fine.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Cool.
So, right when they're waiting in the car, like for the Uber driver, right? But Paperboy was getting like very, very suspicious, right? So from the time they like started driving off to like Earn like getting his jacket or like asking the cop for his jacket, there's like so much is happening like where it could go directionally. So
it was super tense. You're
it was
exactly
super
right.
tense, and like it can go in any direction. So like when they drove off and the police came, you could think, oh man, police or trying to get them for like the gun charge back in the day. Mm-hmm. But then they find out they actually for this other dude who's like a brown guy, a brown person, so like Mexican or Hispanic, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So then you like that could go in a different direction, right?
Yeah.
But then it gets funny again, where Ern's like, yo, can you just check his pockets? Like he just got murdered. Like this is like really intense thing. He's just like, yo, So I like how the show never loses his character, but and it still takes like very hard.
Yeah,
pivots in there. Shit. So it's cool.
Absolutely. One of the things I really liked about the show, and I did a lot of reading about the show after watching it. It does a great job of showing 4 different Black Americas versus a single Black America that was during the 60s, 70s, around the civil rights era. The four different communities that it's really looking at is like that Black middle class, which is the majority, which would be like Earn's parents, Earn himself, I guess. And, just different random people around throughout the city. There are like the 1% transcended, who would be like Van's parents, who are living in this beautiful place, and they've invited, they celebrate Juneteenth. Do y'all know anybody that celebrates Juneteenth?
Not personally.
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't know what it was until before the episode.
I heard of it, but
I know it's a thing, but yeah.
But yeah,
Also,
so
those weren't her parents, though, were they?
I think so, yeah.
The woman
I don't
and
know.
the guy.
Agreed to
Yeah, they
disagree.
were.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
bruh, that was absolutely her parents.
That was her
They
parents.
didn't interact like parents at all.
That was kind of the point.
She was calling that lady by her first name.
I feel like that was kind of the point.
You think so?
Yes. those were her parents. Yeah.
I agree to disagree.
Okay. A lot of people kind of forget. I didn't realize for a long time until actually the episode was over that the white guy was her dad. But now that you think about it, like she's mixed, so it's all good. But yeah, the other two facets of Black America that Atlanta touches on are the those in perpetual poverty. For example, that dude who was in the parking lot, who was being the parking lot attendant, that was like, "Yo, I'll watch your car for like $20 or whatever." Hilarious scene, because again, we've all been there. We've all seen that dude, that same dude. He got a yellow vest. He don't work for nobody. Where the hell he get this vest from? But he's just out here.
Bro, if you ever try to park on like Auburn Ave, Edgewood, and
it's your man's. He got you.
All downtown.
He flagging you down every time.
Got you, dog. I got you, big dog. Come on, do it.
Come on, big man.
Yes.
Boss man.
Every time. Yes. And the last one would be mixed and relatively recent immigrants to the country. So that touches on Van obviously being mixed and their boy Darius being Nigerian. Shout out to Tune.
Wow.
But I wanted to see if like any of those things or resonated with you guys. Did you feel like you put yourself into the middle class, or were you just an observer?
Bruh, let me tell you, the Darius Nigerian jokes, like,
yes,
those were so funny and true to life.
You can't trust them
because that's my life.
I'm just playing.
There's some truth.
Obviously, too.
That's my life. Let me tell you, like, apparently, like, I grew up around hella Nigerians, but I didn't really realize it until I went to college. I just thought, hey, it's black. Until I really start, I don't know, leaning into the culture. So it's interesting to me because like Paperboy was kind of like how I was, like, man, whatever, and Ern would be like, but you Nigerian though. It's just interesting how the cultures mesh once we get here in America. It's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, I do have something I'd like to say about that. I've spoken on the podcast before how like my true identity is Nigerian American. Like, I am black skinned and I identify with black culture the most, but my true identity is Nigerian American. But true to Darius and true to myself, like, I've assimilated. I'll hang out with black folks. I do black stuff, and it speaks to what Will just said.
Are we going to a Nigerian party later today?
Indeed, we are, and y'all are going. It's gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? So
it's about to be lit.
Yeah, go ahead and shout out Nigerian parties. But we've assimilated. I feel like Nigerian Americans are drawn to black culture,
Wait, why? Why do you think that?
I believe because black people are just cool.
Okay.
That's really all
what's
there is
up.
to it. Nice. But it was interesting because I can't say I feel like I know Darius's experience because he doesn't seem like the same kind of guy as me, like just in general, but I think I see how the cultures have meshed and created him as they have created me. So, just my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, one of the other big things that really drew me into the story was Ern not really having a complete story. They talked about him going off to actually an Ivy League school, being a well-educated black dude, and us being that as well, already pulling us in. But they just kind of left it as a cliffhanger, like, oh man, what happened when he was at school? Like, why did he come back, quote unquote, different?
Yeah, I think that has. When I was at Emory, there were a lot of black women. I didn't see as much in black men that really could not conform to the culture that Emory required of them. And maybe that's what Ern went through. I don't know, but they just it's like they were put in a different planet and they just couldn't conform. Like some of them ended up staying and they did very well. Some of them left, you know what I'm saying? But I remember freshman year, there were so many black women who were just not feeling it. Like they missed home and they hated Emory. And, I think maybe that speaks to a little bit of what Ern was experiencing.
James?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think to add to that, I think that Ern probably represents this person who was like, did well in school, highly educated, blah, 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 like took it seriously, but then, got into the elite school and found out that it wasn't all as it was cracked up to be, probably. So he came back. And probably other circumstances, and probably came back and was like had to regroup, and I think we're seeing his regrouping stage.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
and
his cousin, being a manager, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the other situations that this show that I've never seen a black show or really any show address was sexuality and transgender. Because at a point, one episode they were doing this little kind of talk show situation, and they asked Paperboy, who's supposed to be this hard rapper from the ghetto or whatever, about how he feels about Caitlyn Jenner. And he was just, mad dismissive, like, it's whatever. Like, his true point was, like, we've seen this before. This isn't new to me. This is just another white man doing whatever the fuck he wants. I believe that was the direct quote.
Right.
And it was crazy for me to see in, on a large media scale, them addressing this issue, attacking this issue in a way that wasn't how many people would see it as politically correct. And it was real, because even within that, they had a character that was, pretending to be, or not pretending. He felt in himself that he was a 35-year-old white man. And
I think we've all been there before.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, the show is hilarious. Y'all gotta watch it if you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But they really went in terms of like addressing those facets of society, whether it be transgender or transracial situations.
Yo, so I read briefly on the internet that Atlanta is kind of like a fantasy show where you have invisible cars and black Justin Bieber.
Oh, we gotta talk about the club.
Magic
That's
realism
my next.
is the genre.
Magic
realism.
Magical realism.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
Magical.
that was hilarious.
The invisible car, too funny.
Yo, do you want to give us a quick definition of magical realism?
Oh, sorry, James,
sure.
to cut you off, but not only James is our life expert, but he's also our resident film nigga. So he has his bachelor's in film.
That doesn't mean anything.
He's a filmmaker.
It doesn't mean anything.
So that's why we rely on him for this knowledge.
Hello again, everybody. Magical realism, if I can define it, is basically trying to heighten reality. So, well, really, you all know just what surrealism is.
Yeah.
Like if something happens to you, yo, that was really surreal. It's just like heightened. It's like a heightened sense of whatever just happened.
It was so real, it was almost a fantasy.
Yeah, like we've all been in some situation where it was like, yo, did that really happen?
Right.
But so imagine that being like the running thing of a show, and that's kind of what magical realism is. It's like taking those surreal elements and then just even heightening them even more. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Trying to give a deeper understanding of reality.
Yeah. Because again, like for example, take like the Juneteenth episode.
Yeah.
Like in real life, that wouldn't happen. Like to somebody. Like the events wouldn't happen in the way that it did. But you've been in situations where it was like, did that just happen?
Right.
And he was constantly like saying that to himself, like, are these slave ships? Mm-hmm. Or, oh, so you think I'm a rapper? So like he just kept saying that over and over again. So I think that's if that made any sense at all.
No, yeah, that made a lot of sense.
Okay, great.
I agree, and I think your point about the sequence of events not necessarily happening, like those are kind of fantastic.
Yeah.
But the situation is very real.
Yeah.
So, Toon, you mentioned the club scene for half a second, and for me, that might have been my favorite entire episode.
Yeah.
I was drawn in the beginning, but
is a true.
yes. But there were some other crazy things in there that really made me, think introspectively about how I felt when I was in the club, or like going out partying or whatever. Because there were moments when, the entire time, Ern is like, "Yo, I hate the club, man. I hate being here. I'm like, why am I here?"
Paperboy too.
Yeah, Paperboy as well. The facade of like it has to look like I'm having fun here, to the point where I need to let all these random folks into my VIP section to make me feel like I have a good time, until I look up and I don't know none of these niggas and they're spending all my money. Kick them out. There was another moment where Ern is at the bar and he's talking to the bartender, and she's like, "Yo, all right, check this guy right here. He's trying to invite these girls into the section, but he's only going to invite 2 of the 4. That makes those 2 feel more special. They're more likely to, turn up than if he were to just say, "Oh, well, everybody can get in." It's the idea of false exclusivity,
Yep.
That quick input was pretty incredible to me. Yeah. But yeah, that whole show was, that whole episode was fucking crazy. Right. Like at the end, go ahead.
For me, what I took from that episode was like the facade that the club is, especially clubs in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Even at the end of the episode, though, one of the chicks is like, the one that was talking to Paperboy was like, "Yo, you came out, you had a good time. Like, you know, did you not accomplish your goal coming out? Like, no, I don't. You're not gonna get my number. I have a boyfriend, this and that. But we still had fun, right? Like, it was." But he was out here, you know, looking for something different in the club.
I had to kind of tell somebody that last
part
night.
was triggering.
Because he's from out of town. He's like, "Yo, man, let's hit up the club." I was like, "Do you really want to go to the club?" Mm-hmm. He's like, "Yeah, I want to go Sweet Lounge." I was like, "Do you really want to pay $10 for parking and then stand in line for 45 minutes and pay $20 cover? And then there's like a $5 like coat charge or whatever, and then you get your drink. That's like $10 for like
extra $5 you wearing a hat.
Extra $5 you wearing a hat. Extra $5 you wearing like boots. So, I'm just saying. It's like next thing you know, you spend like $60 and you left empty.
So how did y'all feel about the way the show portrayed Justin Bieber? They had the celebrity basketball game with Paperboy out there, and Black Justin Bieber happened to be, you know, in attendance. How did y'all feel about how they conveyed that message, or was there a message to be conveyed there?
Well, I mean, just personally, that Justin Bieber episode was one of my least favorite ones.
Okay.
It threw me off guard the moment he walked in and they, you know, portrayed him as some type of star or celebrity and whatnot, and then they said, "Oh, that's Justin Bieber." I'm just wondering what made them, you know, go into the episode saying, "All right, we're gonna have a black guy play Justin Bieber," but then he was also, I just feel like it didn't relate to Justin Bieber at all. I mean, Justin Bieber, he's with TMT, he's very, he's out there a lot. He's with Floyd Mayweather, with all these, top, celebrities and whatnot. I feel like they could have did a little more to his character. Especially if they're gonna make him black too. I feel like they should have him just be either like just off the wall, just doing extra stuff that Justin Bieber just doesn't do. Or
was he not doing that?
I mean,
he was just knocking stuff off tables and
he peed on the wall.
Ignorant. Yeah,
he peed on the wall.
He peed on the wall.
I just wasn't. I mean, it threw me off. It threw me off like that.
The point? Yeah, I agree with you. That kind of, at first I was like, why? But I think was the point of it like, okay, if Justin Bieber was black, the way he be wilding, would it be received differently?
Right, exactly.
I think that was kind of the point, and that's kind of a funny thought.
Yes.
But it also kind of missed me a little bit, too. That might have been my least favorite episode.
Yeah, and then, like I said, also the episode, they had this fake-ass, like, basketball game going on, and Paperboy and one of the players on the team are going at it in some one-on-one battle when, like, it just looks completely, like...
Oh, you couldn't get into it because of the basketball. I understand.
I mean, obviously, like, yeah, but me being a huge basketball guy, like, I'm looking at it from a different perspective that I probably shouldn't have been viewing it at. And then, what was going on with, like, where is he, like, going around, like, trying to market Paperboy and whatnot, and he had this, lady following him everywhere that apparently he had no idea who she was, but yeah, and then eventually she, like, got him confused or something, like, she was, like, following the wrong guy. It just had too much stuff going on in that episode that I just wasn't connecting with.
Yeah, they never did resolve that thing with that white lady. Yeah. I thought that was gonna come back like to play like a big role.
Maybe some scenes for next season.
Hey, maybe next season.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yo, but again, like you said, like you said about Will, about your deeper perception of Black Justin Bieber. Like I thought with the white lady that was wilding out, I thought that was his take on like this is the industry. This is the industry of entertainment, and people are crazy like that.
Yeah.
That was my take. I actually received that one very well.
Black guys look alike.
No, they are.
I mean, a little bit, yes, a little bit of that as well.
Part of that too.
But I also felt like, as y'all were mentioning, like if Justin Bieber were black in real life, the way he wilds out is wouldn't be as acceptable. But that happens all the time with black culture and the way they take our style of music or whatever. White people.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I'm sorry to say, cultural appropriation is a thing. Whether it be just the safe version of our musicians, artists, whatever, the Kardashians, Justin Timberlake. Honestly, I mean, yes, Eminem is dope as hell, but that is another facet of it. Vanilla Ice, who had one of the best-selling albums of his time, just because that's what happens. Iggy Azalea, until she got exposed as a fraud, obviously, but that shit happens. I thought it was interesting for the show to take a look at that take.
Sharecropper grin. She said that man had a sharecropper grin. Y'all remember that? The white lady told me that?
Yeah.
Dog, I ain't never heard that insult.
That was that took a minute. I was like,
That
ooh,
dude be
ooh.
back, bro. All right, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're
Hirsch.
good. So to me, Donald Glover equates being black in America as being an outsider with the lack of belonging everywhere he ends up throughout the season. The only time we see him enjoying himself is via Snapchats at the end of the night during a turn-up that he doesn't even remember. No other time do you really see him enjoying himself throughout the series. The show isn't telling you, honestly, what to think or how to think or feel. But the victory, I feel like, is in it making you feel something, particularly us being black males from Atlanta and knowing the city and knowing how these interactions generally go. And to me, that's the mark of a truly brilliant artist, a genius in his own right. Even if I want everybody to see the show. If you love the show, if you hate the show, I feel like it's always going to make you feel something. That famous Kanye line, everybody feels a way about Ye, but at least you feel something. I feel like that's perfectly relevant here.
All right.
Agreed.
Well, damn, that's.
All right, this is Real Talk Beyond the Headlines. So in Atlanta, we have this group me of the coolest dudes in Atlanta, of me, Herschel, Will, and James, and our other friend Jamal, who's actually in Atlanta right now. He lives in New York, but he's in Atlanta right now, not with us.
Where the fuck is this nigga?
Where is Jamal?
Where's Jamal?
And for the group me, we call it ATLs Realest, and that is what we're gonna name the pod because we are ATLs Realest. Fortunately, we have someone else who came and blessed us.
Oh man, Jamal got replaced
with his presence, and he's also one of ATL's Realest. You've heard him before. He is the basketball prince, and he came up in here with the Yeezys. I was like, "Yo, what are those? What are those?"
Wow.
So
flame emoji.
Hey, bruh. What size them is?
Flavors, man. Flavors.
Okay.
Turtle doves.
So this episode of Real Talk Beyond the Headline is brought to you by both ATL's Realest and Yeezys, the most comfortable shoe on the planet.
They are very comfortable, actually.
Yeah, man. If you got any rants you need to get off, these are the shoes you need to be rocking. Yeezy Boost. They boost your attributes by about 3. Thinking on your feet.
Bro,
plus
my hot takes went through the roof, bro.
Through the roof, man.
I'm finna go to the league off these Yeezys alone.
Yeah. So again, as I said, this podcast is brought to you by ATL's Realest, Taco Mac, and Yeezys. Moving on. So fortunately, we have not only the basketball prince, but the resident basketball expert here with us at the same damn time. Can y'all believe that? So we got to talk basketball. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and get my quick hot takes out. Kevin Durant is officially my second favorite basketball player, again, behind LeBron. I can't relegate him to number 4.
Wow. Wait, why?
Explain.
Because it's KD.
Yeah, but
okay, so I saw him in a Warriors jersey, and shit was ugly.
It was vomit everywhere. I remember that day.
I threw up. Yeah, vomit
Still
everywhere.
Cleaning up.
But then I saw him take a jumper, and I was like, whoa, shit's still pretty as fuck. So Kevin Durant's my second favorite basketball player.
So basically, I mean, you don't like his decision, you don't like teams on, but you still respect him as a basketball player. You respect his talents. You're not gonna ever doubt his skills.
Absolutely. I mean, I think he's the best player on the Warriors.
Things gonna win it?
Best player on the
they
Warriors?
lost to the Lakers.
Oh yeah, he is the best player on the Warriors. He is.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. But one thing people have to keep in mind with this team, though, is there's one piece that you can already see the season that's struggling. Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson. You can see it on his face, man. He is struggling. His shooting, he's not making his threes. He's not really getting finishing at the rim. I mean, he hasn't been in a rhythm for the past 2-3 games, at least from what I've seen. And that's a big piece. I mean, with Kevin Durant coming in, much lesser shots for him. Yeah. Curry's going to be okay because, one, unanimous MVP. He's the point guard. He's going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to make things happen. Draymond is naturally going to get rebounds, bring the ball before make things happen. Klay's someone who works off the ball, spots up. He's not their primary ball handler. He has to find ways to get the ball, and that's decreases with Durant also getting rebounds and bringing the ball up now, and also who's going to be there.
Because when Durant came in, everybody was asking who's going to have to like bring down their game the most, right? And I guess it's going to be Clay, just because similar type of body build, similar type of player, but KD's just better. So
and Clay said over the summer, he said, I ain't giving up shit. But it's funny when you said that, when you started, Prince, I thought you were gonna say your boy Draymond, because we saw in the playoffs last year he had the whole explosion in the locker room that they covered, talking about I'm not a robot, because he wasn't getting to shoot once Steve Kerr came back. And as I'm watching the games and I'm seeing how they're using Draymond, he doesn't even look at the basket right now. And I'm just wondering how long he can stay cool under that,
But you did make a point about like Draymond can still get rebounds,
he's still gonna make an impact.
He's gonna be still involved enough to where
I feel like Clay's might be stagnant.
Yeah, he'll naturally get some shots
he's gonna
here
be
and there.
some Barnes out there.
Draymond's not gonna be taking 15, 20 shots a game, but he's gonna get his 3 to 4, maybe 5 threes a game. He's gonna get his chance to get assists and rebounds. So, and I think he'll be okay as long as they just keep him mentally, stable. But Clay is one that, if Clay's not making shots, and then you got to think of it. Also, it comes with the offensive struggles of him, like getting the ball less now, but also think defensively. He's guarding the other team's best perimeter player every night out because they know they're not doing that with Curry. You saw it when they played the Thunder the other night. They're not putting Curry on Westbrook. We saw what happened in the playoffs with that. That's how they almost won that series, because Westbrook was just killing him. But when you have Clay guarding that other team's Westbrook or James Harden or like that best perimeter player, that takes a toll on you too. For 48 minutes, that's not easy. So that also is going to affect, his jump shots and whatnot. And his main thing is his shots. If he's not making the shots, and he's like, man, fuck defense, man. I don't care about that.
And if you're going to ask him to guard the other team's best player all night, you got to give him some shots. He got to get his shots on the other end. But I was watching that Lakers game. That was yesterday, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Man, them boys were struggling.
Yeah.
What aspect of the game was struggling? Were they just not hitting shots?
They just weren't hitting shots. It was crazy, but hey, might be a couple games like that.
It's a make or miss league in the end. We praise people when they make their shots, but when they don't make their shots, we're like, damn, what's going on?
Right, but on the flip side of that, bro, these Lakers kind of fun now with Kobe gone, dog. I'm kind of mad, bro. I don't even like the Lakers, but they were fun to watch. Russell, man, he a whiz with the ball. He's gonna be really good, I think. Randall is wild athletic.
They have nobody yelling at them
Ingram.
anymore.
Shout out to Duke.
I think he's actually having some type of issues though.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes it. What's going on right now? Because he's coming out of Duke where he obviously the number one option. Coming out of high school, number one option. Everything's been laid out for him. Being a rookie in the league, it's gonna be an adjustment. No question about that. But think about who he's playing with. He's playing with D'Angelo Russell. They're starting Swaggy P, Nick Young. He's playing with Luol Deng. He's also playing with Jordan Clarkson. Also playing with Lou Will. And then it's Brandon Ingram.
It's a mix of young talent.
A lot of young talent. There are a lot of young wing guys there that they all can score and do similar things. It's just a matter of who has the ball, who can make something happen.
So are they more free because Kobe's gone?
Absolutely.
I stand by.
I don't know why. Go ahead.
I stand by the fact that Kobe had that team hamstrung the day he signed that contract for $50 million.
You said it.
Yeah.
On the court and off the court.
Who said that
they
publicly?
sacrificed the whole season to this man.
Who said that publicly though? Like the first prominent person, was it Skip?
I don't remember.
Skip definitely criticized the contract from day one.
But, are you going to question the contract?
Yo,
look what all he's done for them, man.
Did they not owe him? I don't want to say owe him, but 5 championships for a team.
Hey, it's all about how you want to play.
Arguably the best.
Did he give them all 5?
Well, they still came.
Or did the first 3 come from?
Bruh, they came out ahead at the end of the day. That was a hot take right there. Whoa.
Keep asking questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, did he earn all 5, or did the first 3 come from Shaq?
I think you on to something.
Come on now. Shaq, 2000,
Shaq,
2001, 2002, unstoppable force.
Neither of them win those rings out of each other. Shaq don't win those 3 rings if Kobe wasn't there.
And I agree with that.
Kobe definitely won a ring if Shaq wasn't there.
But who was one?
That's what makes it. That's what makes teams. You don't win it by yourself.
I
agree. That's the problem now is superstars teaming up.
Which is why I have when people say he's got 5, I was like, well, first of all, it's team sport, so you don't win it by yourself. But he had a different role the first 3 years, or at least two. I like the third time they won.
Well,
I think
how
he really
different was that
stepped it
role?
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
first to second option, or second to first option. I mean,
Kinda.
he wasn't third or fourth option on those teams. Those first few rings he got. He was
Yeah.
second option.
Yeah,
Still put up big numbers. I
Yeah.
mean, give credit where it's due. I mean, I'm not gonna.
That's
I'll never
my credit
like go
for it.
at his legacy or whatever. But like, it's
Jordan
great.
Pippen.
It's just great to see that. What's going on with the Lakers now, though, because it shows that, I mean, hey, like, these guys can play, like,
Yeah.
they have
Hey.
talent, but it's just that,
maybe
Kobe's last year, you got to.
maybe that's what
give Kobe what he
LeBron
wants,
or Elias can say.
Hey, going back to Ingram,
LeBron
though,
got his all through his.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think his development gonna be a little longer. Because his biggest question mark was his size and his body, like, adjusting. So I think they'll take a cautious approach with him, and he'll come along. Kind of like my boy Jabari Parker.
All right, so we're ending the Duke talk because this is gonna become a Duke podcast.
Hey, I mean, we're talking
like that,
about
though. I like that,
basketball.
though.
You got to talk about Duke, right? Am I
Okay,
right?
we're talking about the NBA anyway. No, but that actually wasn't a bad segue. I did want to talk about young teams, which would include the Jabari Parker Milwaukee Bucks. But for me, specific the Timberwolves. It is specifically the Timberwolves. The Lakers are in there. The Kings a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
New Orleans count?
New Orleans is a young team.
That's not a
but-
team. That's Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis, get traded, please.
The New Orleans
Start a
Anthony Davis.
petition to trade him now.
Let's start a
Start a
GoFundMe.
petition to get him out of there. He needs to go to Boston, Portland, somewhere. Imagine him on
He might
like
go to
Boston
LA.
or Portland.
No, Boston would be lit.
Portland,
When
when
is his-
Damian Lillard would be.
When's his
crazy.
contract up?
He just
He
signed some
just
extension
signed
with
one
them.
last year
I don't know why.
I think he's got like 3 more years.
because of money. They gave him that moolah, man.
Did you hear about that one bonus he missed? I think if he got on
got
NBA
first
first
team.
team, he got an extra like 25 mil, and I think did he get second or third? He got second or third. Missed out on.
You would have to have
25
gotten
mil.
something else like.
They would have to get the
MVP or some
playoffs.
shit.
They would have
No,
to-
it was just first team.
Oh, that's
All
it?
NBA. Yeah,
Anthony
he missed
Davis needs to get traded. I will start a petition to get him out of New Orleans.
it. Let's do it.
Please, like,
But-
he needs to go somewhere.
Is
like-
that first game this season? Or no? Well, I mean against Denver where he scored like
yeah, man, like
50,
and 40 the next night, like
7,
some,
5.
Him and
crazy.
DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins needs to leave too. I mean, his situations make him look worse as a player and a person there in Sacramento because
It's
he's
killing
a
his
hothead,
brand.
but he has no one on that team to control him either. If he was playing with, a contender, the team actually has something to go for every year, like. That naturally is gonna snap your head in place. Like, all right,
Yeah, he
don't
got
be
nothing
doing
to lose.
Yeah, he's playing on a team where he knows he's the number one guy, and their team's not going to the playoffs. They're not doing anything. So like,
Yo, okay, we could do something kind of fun right now. I think it would be fun, but random NBA trades that would make teams lit. For example, Anthony Davis to the
Lakers.
Celtics. To the Celtics. Yo, I believe if KD went to the Clippers, they would be nasty.
I wanted KD to go to the Clippers, man. Like,
That would
I
be
wanted
nasty.
him to, man. That's all the Clippers
Ooh.
need is a wing. Is that the three position? That's why they're not up there with the Warriors and the. I mean, they beaten us. You can put them in that conversation as a contender, but that one reason why they don't hit those leaps because you have to guard the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, the Kawhi Leonards of the world, and that's all.
And they
that small
can.
forward position. They cannot do that. You're not gonna win with your small forward being Mubah Amute. I mean, you're just not.
Bro, I
They
didn't know he
have
was still
lacked
in the
in
league.
that position for years now.
For years. And the other year they try to pick up
Doc
Paul
Rivers
Pierce,
as
like-
GM has no. It has not worked
He's
out.
too.
bro.
He's to me.
Steve
To me,
Ballmer?
he's too
Steve
busy.
Ballmer?
No, Doc Rivers is the GM
Oh, no,
and
I'm
coach.
talking about the owner, my bad.
Yeah. Like, but Doc Rivers makes personnel moves. He just picks up folks who cooked against the Celtics when he was there. Like,
He's
honestly,
got too many responsibilities.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
okay, Will, I got one for you. Who
Like
who
Jim
goes to the
Jones.
Pacers so that they become like that elite team that's really gonna contend? Because
right now they're
they're
contending.
basically there. Like they just need one more piece, you know?
Well, I mean, they have what are their record right now? I mean, only like, I think 2-3 or 3-2. I mean, granted, it's only 4 or 5 games in, but they have the personnel. If Jet Teague will step up his play, I mean, that's the reason why he left Atlanta now because he just wasn't living. I mean, he was playing decently, but not good enough to not play Schroeder.
Yeah.
And Schroeder now has the keys to the Hawks. As 22 years old, 23 years old, like
The
he's got his own
keys.
career ahead of him. I'm going to the Hawks game tonight to watch
Oh,
him play the
nice.
Rockets. Just
Very nice.
and I want to see how he plays because like he's got a chance to do some big things here, man. I wonder if he can live up to it this whole season. But
Yeah.
we said the Pacers.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah,
What do
because
guys
my
think?
boy PG, man, he holding it down. That's a top 5 player, top 3 if you ask me. But
Yeah, he's good.
they got Miles Turner, bro. I'm telling y'all, watch Miles Turner, bro. Next 2-3 seasons, man, that's one of the league's
That
best
is
big
a
men.
big boy right there.
Yeah.
You think Paul George is a top 3 player?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
And then-
But who would make them? Who would put them over the hump?
I think they need someone down low.
It's hard to say
Like
because
Blake Griffin, you know.
I think Turner is their big man of the future.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could upgrade at point guard. I've always been a big Teague fan. He hasn't played that well there yet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he'll get
adjusted.
adjusted.
Yeah.
I still think he's an upgrade over George Hill, but if you want to take it, to one of those elite point guards or another tier, I think that would turn them up. Like, if they had Isaiah Thomas, that would be that'd be nasty. Because he's 30 points just walking on the floor.
Yeah, he's nasty. He's quick. He's a good player.
Yeah.
But back to the
Paul George. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Back to-
that picks the pace up a little bit.
back to the PG is top 3. So let's get into that argument. But I want to throw this mix into there. Where is Chris Paul in this top players category situation? And then figure out where PG is in there
Can I do
too.
top point guards?
Let's do. All right, cool. We'll start there, and then we'll do top 4s and then top.
I mean, top point guards. I'll name, and that's my top 5. I mean, the top 3 are obviously argumentative. People feel how they feel, but I mean, I'll say, I say Westbrook, you have Curry, you have your CP3, you have Kyrie Irving, and Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my top 5.
So CP3 is definitely still in that top 5.
I put CP3. I put him at number 3. That's how I put him at number 3. I want to hear someone say something about that. I put him at number 3.
I can't argue with that. Who you got ahead of him though?
Oh, Westbrook and Curry. Westbrook and Curry. For sure.
Okay.
See, the thing is, after this finals performance, I gotta say Kyrie is
Top 3?
better than CP3 right now. Kyrie.
But I think people give CP the edge because of defense or whatever, right?
Kyrie played good defense.
I mean, Kyrie's not a bad defensive player. He's just not the defensive player that Chris Paul is. But I mean, obviously, I'm going over longevity, over a career span too. So like, I don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, Kyrie's 24 years old. This boy still has another 10 plus years in the league. Like, in another 5-10 years, I'm gonna say, yeah, like. I mean, we could be saying Kyrie Irving had a better career than Chris Paul, especially if he gets another ring, multiple rings. Like, we all know Chris Paul's thing. But that's the one thing that holds him back from everyone knows that he hasn't gotten to that conference finals. That's the one thing. That's where a lot of people say that, he's not a top point guard or whatever. But like, my thing is like, in today's league, your toughest player or your best player, like, cannot be your 6-foot point guard. Your toughest player cannot be your 6-foot point guard. Barely 6 foot at that. Your toughest player can't be your 6-foot point guard.
I think they get there though. Conference finals this year.
Not this year.
It's tough, man. I mean, I want them, but I can't fully get to. I thought last year would have been a good year for them. To be real, I have them to beat the Warriors in that round.
I just have like a weird take on the Western this year, personally. I don't think the Warriors will get to the conference finals this year.
Wow.
I mean,
that would be the hottest take.
Just because
the conference finals.
That take is
conference finals.
flaming hot.
Just because, and this is not me just because of the first few games. I just feel like just the hoopla since KD's arrived.
I mean,
it's just going to
look very
be
beatable.
Too much of a sideshow.
It's just going to be. And KD ain't LeBron. I feel like the West is going to be weird this year.
I'm not ready to say that yet.
Yo, these Warriors, I don't think I can go that far yet, but they remind me of the Lakers that had Dwight, Steve Nash, and Kobe. Like, everyone thought it was a wrap in the league, except whatever team LeBron was on.
I didn't.
I did because of Nash. I'm like, Nash.
But see, Nash got injured very quickly, but a lot of people were hype about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Lakers
were hype
fans.
about
I
it.
think
Lakers fans.
were
Yeah, Lakers fans are loud, dog.
Listen.
They're like Dallas fans for Cowboys. They're just very, very loud.
Yeah.
So do you think they're gonna flop just like that too?
No, I think that it's just not going to be as expected. Like, honestly, before the season, I think they're definitely winning 74 games, 73 games, something like that. But, right.
They just lost by 20 last night to the Lakers. So I mean, I'm not giving them that again this year. But also, like I said, it takes time. I think the world's gonna flip out if they don't win the championship this year. But I think it's a possibility that they might not win this year. I mean,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Granted, we're talking way early in the season. It takes a lot of time. Like things are gonna happen. And every team is always just one injury away from making or breaking their season. Yeah. You never know how people's health is come playoff time. Yeah, we see that every year. I mean, players get hurt, players come back. I mean, it just depends, you know.
It remains to be seen. So I was thinking, Will, what do you think? You know, we heard the top point guards from the Basketball Prince, our resident basketball expert. You're a PG fan. What do you think of the top forwards in the league? Small forwards.
Small forwards.
Yes.
Yes, man. That's a tough one. Okay, so in no order first, you know, you got LeBron, of course. You got PG. You got Kawhi Leonard. KD. Oh, okay. I forget he's a small forward sometimes because he's 6'8" or 7 feet.
I didn't know if you're going. I didn't know if you're going in order.
No, I'm not going in order. I'm not going in order yet. KD and damn, who's the fifth? I'm drawing a blank. You got anybody else?
As the
Fifth small forward.
I
feel like I'm disrespecting somebody.
Who's your four again?
We got LeBron, KD, Kawhi, PG.
So, I mean, as far as forwards go, I mean,
is DeRozan? He's a shooting guard.
Someone that has
Melo?
Melo.
He has the tangibles to be in there, but he's just
we
has
put
not
Melo.
lived up to it. Is Rudy Gay, man. He he has the tangibles to like he's supposed to be in that conversation, but he's not because
he always was supposed to.
He came out with something before the season. He said, "This is my last year playing in Sacramento. Next year I want to leave." I'm like,
yeah, he
why
does
said
need
that
to
2-3 years ago, my dude. Like he could be like I would like to see him on the Clippers. I would like to see him like.
I think I said that yesterday.
There's only so many small forwards that you can go after these days, but like Rudy Gay is about the closest he's gonna get. I mean, they tried Jeff Green a year or two back, it didn't work out, but those Jeff Greens and Rudy Gay's gonna be the closest you get to having a 3 guy that can score for you, but also you can hype him up to play D. He's not a defensive player, but on that level, when you have a chance to be a contender, actually make something happen, like you'd be surprised when you see with some players. I mean,
yeah, Rudy Gay gonna get you some buckets.
But I don't know if that's right to say him as that 5th guy. I don't think it is either. But like, I mean, we're all drawing blanks here.
Yeah, we're putting our
Carmelo.
guesses.
I said Melo.
He said Melo. He said Melo.
Yeah, Melo's the 5th.
All right, Melo's the 5th.
Yeah, Melo's the 5th.
But I mean, I got LeBron at the top of the
Yeah,
house.
Melo, wake up, Melo. Let us know what you living out here, dog.
Of course.
I mean, I gave him a Melo when he turned down Chicago some years back, so I saw where his priorities were. I mean,
yeah, he's living them.
Indeed.
So here's another hot take. Is that his decision or Lala's decision?
Is Lala from New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Melo is too. Or he was like,
nah, he's from Baltimore.
He's from Baltimore.
He was born there though.
Okay.
He did go to Q's.
Atlanta, yeah.
Okay.
But
I think he grew up there a little bit as a kid, and then Baltimore for most of it. I could be
He
wrong.
went back to Syracuse.
yeah.
Hey man, he got West Baltimore tatted on him. That nigga from Baltimore.
Right. Like you from Atlanta at this point, dog.
Go ahead and get that shit tatted.
Just go and get tattooed.
I feel it. But I want to go back to the top 5 players. This is for both of our basketball
players,
niggas.
Players.
Yeah, so top players, you know. So we didn't even talk about power forward centers or nothing. Y'all had to figure it out. I want to know, man. And I want to hear the case for PG.
Go ahead, Will. You got it, man.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all the case for PG. Over the last 5 seasons, Paul George's statistical averages have increased steadily. I'm talking points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, all been on the up and up. We're talking about a guy who is one of the top scorers in the league. I can't remember where he finished like in scoring, but he's one of the league's top scorers, like top 10 scorers. And he's also gonna go out there and lock down, play the best defense on the team's best perimeter player, up to 4 positions, honestly. And he can run the, you can run the offense through him. He handles the ball well enough, like he's worked on his ball handling to run the offense through him. He's one of the top pick and roll players. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but like his percentage off the pick and roll is like one of the highest in the league. He just gives you so much, dog. Honestly, like just like the way a LeBron impacts like every end of the floor, every part of the game on a similar, not the same level, but a similar level.
Yeah.
Paul George is there.
I would love to see.
And I don't think he's had the personnel around him that a lot of top players have, in order to fully showcase that. And you got, the leg injury, that was clearly a setback.
Yeah.
I mean, it's come
And he
back
came back from that crazy.
I would love to see him and LeBron go at this year in the playoffs.
Oh, that'd be
so
fun.
crazy.
That'd be fun because that was good. Didn't Did they play last year?
Not last year. The year before.
The year before that, and that was
he was in Miami.
Yeah, he used to go out when he was in it.
Yeah, in Miami, those were always great series. And Paul George showed up, man.
Yep.
So are you naming
But to get to the top 5, I mean, you start with LeBron. For me, anybody disagree with that?
Yeah. No. I think one, like, my top 5 is based off. We gotta look at how the game is transitioning today. I mean, the big man is a lost art in today's game, and then today, I mean, it's centered around guards, around transition, about shooting, going small, point forward. So, like, I mean, my top 5 is definitely, LeBron, KD. I go Curry, LeBron, KD, Curry, Westbrook, and James Harden. Those are my top 5.
That's strong.
I go. James Harden, you see these numbers he's putting up now?
He's looking crazy in this D'Antoni offense.
He's saying he shoot too much, but he leading the league in assists, man.
Is he still not playing defense? Is he still not playing defense?
No, that remains to be seen.
Then he can't be 5.
They're playing Atlanta tonight, right?
Yeah, that's what they're going to. Yeah.
So let us know.
Yeah.
Give us the first scoop.
He also says he has no beef with Dwight Howard. Do you believe that?
No.
I do.
He's come out and said he has no beef with Dwight
I don't think
Howard.
James Harden cares.
No, I take it back. I don't think they do have beef.
Well, since we're discussing beef, do you feel like Westbrook?
So Herschel, man, I have one more Getcha Manz.
Okay.
Happened on Edgewood last night when I went out to Edgewood, just to do a little turn up.
Turn up.
Nothing unusual, but so me and my boy Jamal, aka Black Mall, we were in line to go to Noni's. For those of you that don't know, our listeners who don't live in Atlanta or whatever, or haven't lived in Atlanta, Noni's is a nice little bar. There's also an Italian restaurant. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Bruh,
you know what's really crazy though? Edgewood is super ratchet during the day. It's the hood. I went to Harold's earlier today, and it was just homeless people just hanging out, like
right,
hundreds. But continue.
I mean, the thing though is that they still be hanging out at night when it's turn up time, but I guess no one really notices them. Anyway, but yeah, so Noni's is a cool bar. Like it's usually like the spot on Edgewood. Noni's is really dope. But anyway, so we're in line. And then there's a couple dudes in front of us, like a couple people in front of us, and then this white guy, he like starts taking a piss in the corner. So it's like, I think it's like the wall kind of has like a little, I forget, man, I was kind of drunk. But anyway, so he did find a little corner, but he was like right in the vicinity of everybody else. Like,
was it in line? Would you say that he was still standing in line?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I think there was like a plant.
Okay,
so
that makes it a little better, I guess.
But he was literally like 2 feet away from everyone else. I saw him, like this dude was like a good little 4 feet. I had to take a step back so I could avoid any pee splashes. But so he almost got away with it. Like it was so immediately when that happened, I was like, "Whose man's is this? Like, you are fucking lame as shit for this right now."
Absolutely.
But so he almost got away with it. But then for some reason he turns around and just continues to start peeing like
this is midstream,
and like his friends like are there. They move away like, bro, what are you doing? Like he's just taking a piss. Like
even his peoples was like, okay. So it wasn't just him by himself.
He had a couple people with him.
Okay,
and then they could just turn around, dick all hanging out, pause, taking a piss. I'm like, bro. Then I was like, whose man's is this?
Damn,
but then it gets even.
Is this?
It gets even better, man. So there's a black guy, he like notices that he's taking a piss, and then dude is like, "Yo, did you just piss on me?" And he low key kind of did, bruh. Like at least the pee that landed on the ground splashed on him. That's what I'm saying. Like he was basically taking a piss in the public in front of everybody, near everybody. Like,
yo, whose man's is this? Like,
right?
His peoples couldn't, man. Wow. So what did old boy do?
So the black guy confronts him like, "Yo, did you piss on me, bro?" And then like over a span of like 7 seconds, he just like goes from 0 to 100. He's like, bro, you just pissed on me, bro. And then the white guy responds incoherently like, this dude is fucked up. He's drunk, very drunk. And then literally like
The black guy just slapped the fuck out of him.
Open hand, bro.
Like straight up
God
slap.
damn.
He just blasted his face, man. Like straight up.
Was it a little mush in it? Was it just,
No.
or was it just like,
It was straight like
God
plenty
damn.
of torque in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like
Damn.
blow. Oh man. But the crazy thing is that the white guy literally just falls straight to the ground. Like no stumbling or nothing. Like it literally looked like a boxing knockout. Straight to the ground, face all in the pee and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, you know what, man? Like black guy, you know, you probably didn't have to take it there, but you on the ground with your face in your own piss, you was asking for it, bro. So basically, you know, for our listeners, like, you know, I don't even really need to say Getcha Manz, because
No. To his peoples that were there apparently with him, I didn't even know they were there as well.
Yeah.
What did they do? Were they just like, yeah, he kind of deserved it? Like, yo, that's not my man's no more. Like, what happened here?
So when he got slapped, he literally fell in my direction. So
You stepped back, you didn't even catch him.
no, hell no. Like I probably could have caught him, but I was like, nah, you had this coming, bro. I'm sorry, man.
Damn.
And then his friends helped him up immediately, and then the black guy just dipped. He had a couple friends, they was gone. It was gone immediately.
End of a night, man. Damn. Yeah.
But
Getcha
I'm
Manz.
saying I don't think you can say Getcha Manz because the other guy handled it for them. Don't you think?
Guess so. Yeah. But no. He still needs to get got, because you need to be able to hold your liquor to the point where you're not pissing, 1, on people, 2, in line, 3, falling into your own piss. Like, bruh, control yourself. Whose man's is this?
Right.
He goes in the category of looking in that mirror and asking himself, whose man's am I?
Bruh.
That's what that needs to be.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. He definitely needs to reconsider some life things. That shit was just so funny, man. I wish I could have recorded it, but
Yeah.
more importantly, I wish I could see that man this morning.
See the aftermath. Just
Right.
He's still got a handprint on his face.
I'm pretty sure his face is at least very red. Cause oh my gosh, like I've never heard a slap that loud
Damn.
on someone's face in my
It was
life.
audible. It was like cartoonish, I imagine. Damn. That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, so but that concludes Getcha Manz Part 2 and the podcast of ATLs Realest. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yo, thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you check us out on Twitter at Real Talk BTH. That's at Real Talk BTH. Hit us up.